Chris Gibbs joins us on the Punters Lounge Live. My word, where's that 12 months gone, Chris?
Yes, that's right.
How good has it been?
No, it's been a good year. Things are a bit quieter, of course. Donna's doing well over in Singapore, and our numbers aren't anywhere near what we usually have. So we're a little bit quieter since then, and I think we're just going to sort of stay like that from now on. But that's okay. I don't mind that at all.
Ramping up today, what conditions present when you look outside? What's the weather like?
Yeah, beautiful day, Jason. Stunning day, actually. We had a bit of a miserable day yesterday, so I was pleased to get that out of the way. So I think we've certainly got lucky with the weather today.
In the first, the 2-year-old race over 1,000 metres, you presented debutante Annie Song, who in the most recent trial was pretty handy. Is $3.20 at the moment. Maybe a show-off is $2.50, and on paper he looks hard to beat. Tumbleweed brings in reasonable form lines. The daughter of Super Easy, that's $4.40. Diva Express is at $6, won a couple of starts ago at Avondale. But speaking about Annie Song, what have you made of the daughter of Darcy Brahma's sort of progression?
I've got a huge amount of time for her. I see she's quite short in the market, which I was a little bit surprised about. We scratched her last time because basically the same owners owned the two fillies we had in at the last meeting, and we had a little chat and we thought, oh no, we'll just split them apart. And this is not a stronger field today as well, so it's worked out okay. But yeah, just showing that the race on TV, the trial, it was a really good trial. Whether she's a genuine sort of wet tracker, I don't think so. She's got a pretty efficient sort of an action on her, so I think you'll see her running on. But she's got a lot of ability. I've got a lot of time for her, actually, really a lot of time for her.
So the way that she was sort of ridden in the trial is sort of the expectation that that's how you might sort of consider riding her today?
Oh, look, I think she'll just wherever she jumps. So we'll just tell Craig to be comfortable. I mean, she's drawn out, so and then you know that there is speed in there. We know that certain ones are going to go forward. There's no use trying to take on anything. She's always shown us she's going to be a really nice 3-year-old filly. So there's no need to be pushing buttons. It's more just a starting point and then see where we go from there. So, but I've certainly got a lot of time for it.
Race number 2 is the Fell Engineering 1200 for the maiden gallopers, and two-handed in this, the Gibbs-Bradley combination. Quintuple Twins is at $5.50. She's a daughter of Sebring, and Sweet Soraya, horse 13, is a daughter of Ocean Park, who's at 25-1. Massachusetts and Lily Dore share favouritism there at $3.50. Starting with Quintuple Twins, Chris, at Ruakaka. After being freshened, she ran 6th and was a bit of an eye-catcher. What did you make of that run?
Yeah, Jason, I'm sorry you cut right out there for quite a bit. I got the last few words. I'll just go with it. Both the fillies went well, but Sweet Soraya just needed more distance. But unfortunately, this wasn't the race for her, so we've left her in 1200 for now with the idea of moving her up. Quintuple Twins, I thought she went good. She's matured a lot, that filly, and we've put the blinkers on today, back on. So I'd hope to think that she could run a much better race today. But I think probably both fillies looking for a little bit more ground. But as I just said, there really wasn't a race for them, and I didn't think they were either of them needed to be going on heavy tracks. So here we are, and there's probably better chances in there than us, but I'm happy with my fillies here.
Speaking about Quintuple Twins and the fact that the blinkers go on, have you sort of had her working in blinkers in the lead-up?
Yes, and she worked very well. So the big thing with her is she's always been a filly that doesn't really breathe that well. And so when I say that, it just means that if she gets hunted out of the gates too hard and goes forward, she may just try and run on one breath, and they just can't do that. So the big thing with her is trying to have her, in the race as best we can without bustling it too hard. So it's a little bit awkward, but that's something that's going to we'll have to rely on the jockey when we leg up. So I think if she can do that, then she's a chance, definitely.
Would you say that the market's probably right with Quintuple Twins, the better of the chances, given what you mentioned about Sweet Soraya probably needing more ground?
Yeah, and if Sweet Soraya had probably drawn a fraction better, we might have sort of perhaps tried to put it forward into the race. But drawn 10, I think we're going to have to hope for a little bit of luck from there. I think she'll be hitting the line well, but I'd be waiting for her to get up over a little more ground.
Race number 4 is the ITM Gibbs, 1,600 metres, and a very promising horse lines up here. Amazing As is $2.70 and favourite. $3.90 Light Shadow. Go Nicholas is at $4.20. Just how pleased were you, Chris, with what you saw from Amazing As when he resumed?
Well, I think that the run was huge. He's going to be better as he gets over more ground. I think he's dead set stayer. But a very exciting horse. He always has shown us a lot. He had a little niggly injury. That's why his form went off. So I'm not going to blame the horse at all for that. It was a mystery for a little while, but he had a long time off, and he resumed very well, I thought. Typical sort of a stayer resuming. Look, I'd like to think that if he, in a small field, as long as he doesn't get too far off them, he's definitely a winning chance. It's a smart field. He's out of his class. You'd like to, I'd be more confident if it was 2,000 metres. But when you've been off the scene for so long, you can't just be jumping them straight up over ground. So here we are at the mile, and he's definitely a winning chance. I mean, his work's been amazing. It's more its gate speed that probably would be the thing that might be his Achilles heel a little bit over a mile. But I could not be happier with the horse, and he's such an exciting horse. If he goes on and stays nice and sound, hopefully he can do what Sacred Day did, being as in, well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, for sure. Outstanding performance from Sacred Day to win the Grafton Cup a couple of days ago. Just speaking on Amazing As, even though you mentioned sort of it's going to get up over ground, he certainly indicates that he's got enough brilliance and a turn of foot for him to be, seriously a good chance of winning over 1,600.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, we love the horse. Donna bought him at the yearling sales and bought well. He's just an exciting prospect and real laid-back customer, but normally, and he's on his toes in his work and bouncing off the track. So I think we've left enough life in his legs. He's not too dour to perform well over a mile. He's definitely a winning chance, absolutely.
At 3:24, we'll see the running of race number 6. It's the ITM Gibbs Whangarei Cup, and in this race, he's Cavalier, shares favouritism with Red Cayenne. We've heard from Stephen Hunt that there has been good support around Poker Face, and I suppose barrier 1 again, Chris, maybe the luck has started to turn for Poker Face. Got luck last time and duly delivered. Has everything training-wise been all good for it?
Yeah, we've in between runs going into that last race, we just kept them on the beach, didn't even go near the track as far as gallops go or anything, and he stepped from a mile to up over ground for the first time and showed a really good turn of foot and finished it off too, which was nice. Sometimes they get to the front and these sort of horses and they suddenly think that that's the job done, but I thought he found the line. Now, to be fair to everything else, he had the best run along the inside, so having drawn in there again, I guess it's up to Trudy to work out whether those sort of opportunities are going to present themselves. Sometimes, as you know, Jason, you could be just sitting there and hoping that it's going to all open up, and then everyone's basically pulling their hair out. You're going, why didn't you come out? So it's a difficult one from the draw, but if he could run as well as he did last time, he's a huge chance. I just feel that he's Cavalier at the weights. With Cowherrow coming into it, I think it's just pushed that weight down far enough where I think that horse is probably a better chance than us. That's my thoughts, but certainly our horse is in there in very, very good order.
It's good to hear that Poker Face is in good order for that race, that's for sure. Race number 7, 3 horses in this rating 72 for the Gibbs Bradley training combination. It's the Northland Business Systems, 1,400. Copper Mine's $4.20. Bound to be on, it's at $5, with Mum's Jewel at $5. Well, yeah, it's just changed to $5. Bruegel at $6.50. Also for Gibbs Bradley, outside of Mum's Jewel, is Not Usual Heart and Boogie Easy. What are you hoping for from Mum's Jewel today, Chris?
Look, I think the form around her from her previous runs, is very good. If Londrat goes on and wins again, it cranks the form quite well. I wouldn't be too worried about that last run. I thought it was a good run. It may not have looked as impressive or anything the way that she went, but to be fair, she was just crying out for 1400 before that, and she probably almost wants a little bit of a wetter track too, without going into the heavy stuff. So 1400 today is going to suit beautifully. I think that's what she's looking for. So I'm far more sort of confident about her chances going into this race than I probably was last time. I think we just gave her a run hoping that she'd still do a 1200, but they might have just been a bit slick at that class. So 1400 is going to suit her better. And as for the other ones, not usual heart. We're just hoping she can turn that form around. She's another one that if you've seen some previous runs from Whangarei earlier in her career, she's come from last, and we just have to sort of ride her a little bit like that, because she's another one that tries to hold her breath the whole time. It's very, very difficult with those ones. So you've got to be a bit careful. So she'll be getting back even from that draw, probably back a little bit. And Boogie Easy, well, her run was all right. She just did too much. I mean, Trudy sort of, we did say go forward, and so it's not her fault by any means. That's why she's, we wanted Trudy to ride her again. I just think from the draw she's going to get a better positioning in the race, and she's certainly not out of it. I think we've brought her back to 1400, not because I don't think she'll get the mile. I just think there wasn't really a race for her at this meeting, so we've rolled the dice and brought her back a fraction and freshened her a touch. So she's certainly not out of it, but I think Mum's Jewel's probably the best of the three.
Okay, good to get those thoughts on those three runners. And yeah, I agree with you about the draw for Boogie Easy. It just might allow her to settle in a good position without doing nearly as much work as what she had to do through circumstances last time, and that could see her really fight out the finish at Boogie Easy. Nice price. Race number 8, 4 horses for the Gibbs-Bradley training combination. We're speaking with Chris Gibbs on the Punters Lounge Live this Saturday morning, and Makataka is $2.30. And this horse, Chris, you've come on the show before. You've been very open about the opinion that you hold the horse in. And last time at Ruakaka, he was quite brilliant. Has he sort of come out of that okay?
Yes, he has actually. This was a really lovely race for him. Just to wait for this nice special conditions race. I guess he deserves to be favourite. He's a very, very nice horse. The nice thing about him is, you just love to see those horses that can sort of sit just about anywhere and show this turn of foot and pick up and really hit the line hard. And there's not many of them around. They don't just do that. And I think he's got that little bit of X factor about him, so that's nice. The draw is obviously awkward. Matty Cameron, it's going to be interesting to see how he jumps as to where Matthew probably pops him. I don't think we're going to make too many plans as such, because he has got that turn of foot. But I wouldn't want to see him getting too far back if we can help it. I'd be happier to see him 3 wide with a bit of cover than getting right back and just to try and save a spot. So he's definitely the number one horse of ours to go for. Definitely, he's just a lovely horse.
How about a horse like Chapeau, a horse that's been there in maiden company, hasn't broken through yet, so can you fault her in her work? Not at all. Tough race. I mean, gee, if she could break maidens in this, we've always thought that she's just a filly that I'd really love to get up over ground. And I wouldn't say frustrating as such. I just think that she's had a few little reasons why with runs and different things why she can't quite crack that maiden. So it's a tough one to try and break your maidens in, but she deserved to have a go at it. It's a nice race here, and then the races get a bit weaker and a bit easier as we go on, but in the season for us up here, so she'll get her chance, but she deserved to have a go. She's down in the weights being a filly. Craig, good rider on her, he's ridden her before. So, and she's got a beautiful draw. So I just see her, she's very professional, and that's the big thing with her. I think that there will be pace in the race, of course, with Prom King in there. I don't think he knows anything other than to go forward and lead. It's just whether anything takes him on and whether it really pushes him along. He's certainly going to be probably the obvious leader, I would think. So, and if Chapeau can be sort of just sitting there with thereabouts and just show a little bit of a turn of foot, then she's got to be a chance, definitely. How do you align Makataka, Chapeau with your other 2 runners in that particular race?
Well, I think Call Me Murphy, to be fair to him, I think he's a horse I'm dying to get him over ground. Same thing, I'm a bit loath to try and take him onto a heavy track just, to try and prove a point, and it could all be a disaster. I'll just forgive him for that last one. It was about the only race where they did. It was the same thing, sort of Prom King and Boogie. There's a few that went forward and really put pace on, and the winners in the second and the horses came from pretty much last, or at least right back in the field. It was one of the few races of the day where they peeled out and really just stormed down the outside and put paid to the rest of the field. So we sort of had this idea that we'd ride him forward and just see how we got on. And the young fellow that rode him, young Tyke, had to step into Cameron's shoes because he got hurt. But and full credit to Tyke, he rode the horse exactly how we wanted him to. So it wasn't his fault. The horse I just think he did a little bit much, kept trying to get forward. So he'll be ridden a little bit quieter today and hope that the pace is on again. And I'd just like to see him hitting the line so I can get him up over ground. He's in good order. I can't fault the horse. And My Sky, well, she's probably, to be honest, other than Makataka, all the horses that worked on Tuesday, she's probably one of the ones that worked the best. So I think the 2 zeros beside her name don't really show her ability. She's probably my little roughy one to throw into some multiples for your punters. Purely because she's drawn better. I don't know what happened with her. She just keeps drawing wide, so she's drawn quite well. Rowena, just going to have to try and see if we can just get her a little bit handier in the run. She's a big striding mare, and just give her a nice clear ear, pull her out and give her a chance, and then there's no excuses then. So, yeah, her blinkers on, of course, for the first time, so that's made a difference to her and her work as well.
Great information, Chris. Really appreciate that. 13 My Sky at a bit of odds for those that maybe can afford to go wider in the terminating Turbo Pick 6, or for those taking multiples. Okay, 12 runners for you and Michelle across the program. This is the time on the Punters Lounge Live where we ask you to give us your best.
I just I've always loved Amazing As. I just think he's a really, really exciting staying proposition, and I think that even though it's only a mile, he can win, and I love the horse, so he's got to be the one that I'll put out as my number one pick.
Really appreciate your time this morning. Chris Gibbs has just given us his best, Amazing As, on the Punters Lounge Live. To summarise for Chris Gibbs and Michelle Bradley, there are a dozen horses today at Ruakaka. In race 1, they have Annie Song at the moment $3.20, 2 Quintuple Twins, Sam Spratt, $5.50. In that same race, Sweet Soraya Craig Grills is at $23. Amazing As, Chris's best, is $2.70 right now. In race 4, Poker Face, Trudy Thornton is at $4.20. The first of 3 horses in race number 7 is Mum's Jewel, Matthew Cameron. That's at $5. In race 7 as well, Boogie Easy is at the bottom, and also Not Usual Heart. $23 for Not Usual Heart, and Boogie Easy is at $16. And in the last race, 4 horses. Makataka, the best back runner with tab.co.nz, is $2.30. Call Me Murphy is $16. Chapeau's $9.50. And Chris just suggested that 13 My Sky could run better than her price suggests. The blinkers on today is $17, and one of the better workers out of the stable during the week leading into this 8-race card at Ruakaka.